Okay guys, I'm here today with Jay Wadsworth. He's a black belt in Jiu-Jitsu and he's a police officer from the SWAT team. And he teaches Jiu-Jitsu in Jamestown in upstate New York.
Correct.
And he has a very good knowledge about self-defense, and he's also Jiu-Jitsu black belt. So today he's gonna show us here one self-defense situation, when someone presses you against the corner or against the wall or against the car or anything like that, how should you escape from there? So let's see here how he does it.
So if we're against a barrier, no matter if it's a wall, a car, and there's a bigger person and he's got me pinned against the wall, I can try to get room to strike, but a lot of times I can't get room to strike without creating distance. So at this space, discipline, or the distance is going to be like my friend. I got to create distance. So I want to get a barrier, but if I get a barrier on this side and his hips are on the opposite side of my head, I can't escape this way because he's blocking my hips. His hips are across from my head. So whenever someone's got you pinned, you want to put their head and their hips on the same side. So the technique here is going to be pretty simple. It's more going to be the concept of if he's pressing in and I can't get out this way because his hips are blocking my hips and his head's this way, I can't go that way. But if I take his head and I put his head on the same side as his hips, okay, now look, my hips are free. So now I can escape and get off that wall. So same thing if I'm in a corner and he's got me pinned down and his head and hips are across, I can't go this way, and right now I can't go this way because he's blocking me. So if I take just his head and I put a barrier in there and I put his head on the same side as his hips, now look, he's starting to give me space to create my hips out this doorway.
Oh, Jay, and could you use the same thing if the guy has a knife or anything like that?
Yeah, so like if we're in here, whenever someone has a weapon, you always want to intercept and control the weapon hand.
Okay.
So if he has a knife here, I'm going to take that knife, and now I have to get the angle. So I'm going to intercept this weapon arm, if he's got the knife, and then I'm going to control it by turning it in, which puts his head on the same side. Okay, so now look, my hips are free, and now I can disengage and either run. If I'm a concealed carry, I can pull my gun at that point in time.
Okay, so it's the same, if the guy has a knife, it's pretty much the same principle, but you focus more on the hands that the guy is controlling.
Yeah, whenever anyone has an edged weapon, the best thing to do is always have your own weapon, but if you're too close, you can't find a weapon at that point. So if you were to come swing at me, whatever, I intercept that weapon arm and I bring it inside. Now when I bring it inside here, look, I've created an angle. So he's going to have trouble, and I can either disengage and create space if I have my own weapon, or I can try to run or move away.
Cool. Guys, very cool because he's also Jiu-Jitsu black belt, so he really knows what he's saying, you know. I mean, like, he's involved with self-defense and he's involved with Jiu-Jitsu. So many times, like, we see self-defense coaches that they understand about self-defense, but if they really grapple with someone, they don't know what's going on. So Jay really knows. Jiu-Jitsu black belt, very good level, and so I learned a lot here. Thanks so much, Jay.
Thank you.